US CMA, it has become one of the most popular programs for commerce students, especially if you want to enter the field of finance and accounts and you want the same value as that of a CA, ACCA, CPA, but for whatever reason you don't want to spend 3 to 5 years of your life in it. Well, CMA has come to the rescue of so many people because in 1 year, on average, you can actually get to a point where you are way above average graduates and in the leagues of so many other certified or chartered accountants. In this video, we're going to discover in 2026 what's the value of CMA in India and globally. So let's jump into it. First of all, if this is the first time you're visiting our channel, then please do hit subscribe, and if you find value in this video, give us a thumbs up. Now, quickly about CMA, I'm not going to jump into it. I've made detailed videos on what CMA is. You can click on it if you like. But as of now, let me give you a handful of ideas. So, CMA is Certified Management Accountant. We also have CMA India. We're not referring to that. We're referring to CMA US. It's what you can do as soon as you've given grade 12. And from there, you can basically learn everything about accounts, finance, and business and help clients across the world figure out how to improve their internal understanding of numbers, of data, use decision making to progress the company either in revenue or in profit. Like I give this example that if you're working for Google, right, and you enter the ground floor of Google and you want to rise up, how do you do that? Well, at the ground floor, you take all the data available, right? Google search, YouTube, Google Drive, Gmail, Google Maps, all of the subsidiaries of Google may be distributed amongst locations or pricing or demographics. You decide how you want to look at it and think about it. What can you do now to actually improve the top line or the bottom line of Google? So you might say, okay, you know what, I've seen that the adoption of Google Drive in India is increasing because the purchasing powers are growing high. So what we can do is we can give up to 15 GB free, and then we can start charging this much over and above that, not as a one-time, but as a subscription fee, because when I calculate everything, I think that Google can make a lot of money using this kind of pricing understanding. All of this understanding comes from CMA, and obviously if you help Google grow, so will you in the ladder. That's how CMA adds value. And now we're going to discuss that if you have, let's say you are a college student or for whatever reason you've decided to take up CMA, what can you expect? Well, first and foremost, think about the big four, big six, your KPMG, Deloitte, EY, PwC, Grant Thornton, BDO, all these companies hire CMAs. Over and above that, you have your American companies, Apple, Amazon, JP Morgan. All of these guys also are ready to hire CMAs for different reasons. Plus, you have tons of companies. It could be companies like us at Zell and multiple boutique companies, multiple different sizes of firms, all who need help in improving their internal finances. All of them are open to hiring CMAs depending on, of course, how your interview went, what kind of company you went to, what are they paying you, etc, etc. So with that, let's jump into it. I have a few data points to share with you guys. So first and foremost, in India, if you're a BCom with CMA, remember, if you give CMA when you're in college, don't expect much, but please do start working. It is worth the grind. And then after that, you've got to have 2 years of experience and graduation before you become a CMA license holder. So all this is post-license, right? So in India, you can start anywhere between 6 to 9 lakhs depending on which kind of company and what kind of profile. Over and above that, when you combine it maybe with a CA or a CFA or sometimes an ACCA, it can go between 12 to 15 lakhs. Now, what is it that you can earn if you are in the US? Well, according to IMA is the body that hosts the CMA exam, the global body that creates these exams. They are the one, the global salary survey says that the base salary, median salary in US is $124,000. That's more than sometimes what I've seen chartered accountants earn. 124,000 is almost 1.2 CR in rupee terms basis. The forex rate, not something to really jump onto, but it is important to know that $124,000 is a really, really decent salary to earn in the first few years of your career. When you combine it with bonuses, it goes up to $139,000, so almost 1.3, 1.4 CR in Indian terms. Right? Entry to mid-level, it's saying it base is around 91,000. So you can start with maybe $60,000, $80,000 and then climb your way up. If you're a senior executive, it can go up to close to $150,000. So that's another super 1.5 CR almost. And there is a website, pay scale, that shows individual employer average ranges from $63,000 to $150,000. Once again, we'll leave the link below if it's helpful. Over and above that, guys, global mobility earnings. CMA, it's a global qualification based out of the US. So over here, you can also earn in UAE and Gulf region. So you have your Dubai, Qatar, Oman, etc. You also can reach up to CFO or finance director levels, where the total compensation may exceed 1 CR. I think we had a student, a professional. I don't know if he was studying with us or his relative or son or somebody was studying with us. He's a CFO of a group company and he himself is a CMA. I think that the value of these qualifications is going up because the top people are able to really leverage these qualifications and add value to their company, to their clients, and then climb up the ladder to the top. In fact, Zell's finance head is an ACCA. So ACCA, CMA, for us, all of them are the same because they all have the same value. Point being that you might not need to only do a CA or for that matter an MBA in finance to really get to the top. Finally, there is another aspect to hiring CMA. So in India, there are something called the GCCs, Global Capability Centers. I've spoken about this in some other videos. So let's say EY or Deloitte, these kind of giant companies, they have a lot of clients in the US, for example. But it's very expensive to have a lot of accountants in the US. So they outsource their accounting to India. And in India, EY, Deloitte, KPMG, they hire accountants in bulk, pay them extremely well. And as accountants, we do work for US clients. All of this is what we call GCCs, and CMA US are hired by GCCs a lot. Once again, giving you an opening into the global landscape. Over and above that, having a great earning capacity to begin with. Last but not least, once again, the IMA's Global Salary Survey press release is saying that 82% of CMA say that this qualification opened doors for them which they previously were not qualified to. Simply put, yes, studying, becoming qualified, having that certificate, doing what the qualification is expecting you to do, does give you a sort of a launch pad into a universe which you otherwise could not have accessed, right? And this gives you, I think it's the right time to really invest in your base, because guys, after a few years, you're not really going to study much, right? You'll upskill yourself, but you're not going to really study for a year or two. So right now is the best time if you're searching for this video, if you're viewing this video, take it up. By the way, I don't mean take up US CMA. This video is about that and it has a lot of merit, but as an educator, my suggestion is that please don't waste your energy trying to figure out the best qualification, highest pay, lowest effort, all of that. Pick one that just somehow seems to click. For a lot of people, it is US CMA, and with that, hopefully you'll have an amazing start to your career.